in the interest of Evatrius LaDon Mills. All parties and witnesses, please raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, sir, please state your name and your relationship to the child.
Donald Frederick Mills Jr., father.
All right, and representing the Attorney General of the State of Texas.
Andrea Perard.
Court will note that the custodial parent, or rather non-custodial parent, Darnicia Marie Hall, is not present. Hold on a second. She was personally served on January 20th, 2022 at 12:15 p.m. in Liberty County, Texas at the Plain State Jail Unit 908 FM 686 in Dayton, Liberty County, Texas. And she has not filed an answer or made an appearance. Is that correct, Ms. Perard?
That's correct, Your Honor.
We'll proceed by default.
Thank you, Your Honor. And at this time, the state would call Mr. Mills. Mr. Mills, in regards to the modification that was filed, it is your understanding that the state is non-suiting that request for the modification and only proceeding on confirming the arrears. Is that your understanding and agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
And that is because when we filed this, Ms. Hall was incarcerated, but we've been able to confirm that she is released from Plain State Jail and is actually working. Is that your understanding?
Yes.
Therefore, the modification is no longer warranted to stop the support. And so we're keeping the prior obligation as previously ordered, which was based on minimum wage. Is that your understanding and agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
And Your Honor, at this time, the state would offer an evidence states exhibit 1, which is a true and correct copy of the financial record involved in this case. And I believe we've tendered a copy to Mr. Mills for his review.
All right, Mr. Mills, do you have you've received a copy of this pay record?
Yes, sir.
You have any objections of me admitting this pay record into evidence?
No, sir.
All right, then State's Exhibit 1 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. And Mr. Hall, in that prior order from 2014, Mr. Mills, Ms. Hall was previously ordered to pay child support in the amount of $215 per month and medical in the amount of $50. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you're requesting a child support judgment in the amount of $4,577.02 as of September 30th of 2022, and requesting that Ms. Hall pay that back at a rate of $85 per month beginning November 1st, 2022. Is that your understanding and agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're also requesting to confirm a medical support judgment in the amount of $1,102.50 as of September 30th, 2022, to be paid back at a rate of $50 per month beginning November 1st, 2022. Is that your understanding and agreement?
Yes, ma'am. Correct.
Your Honor, that concludes the order. I pass my witness.
All right, the court will approve the order submitted. Thank you very much. Parties are excused.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sir,
Thank
you're
you.
free to go. You've signed the order.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Ms. Perard, you're handling the Aguilar case?
I am, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, this is cause number 2016-61094 in the interest of Ashley Aguilar. All parties and witnesses, please unmute yourselves.
Este es el caso 2016-61094 en el interés de Ashley Aguilar. Por favor, prendan su micrófono oprimiendo estrella 6.
All right, raise your right hand to be sworn.
Levanten la mano derecha para ser jurados.
You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Juran decir la verdad, toda la verdad delante de Dios.
Sí, señor.
Sí.
Yes.
All right. All right, ma'am, please state your name and your relationship to the child.
Señora, por favor, diga su nombre y la relación a usted a la niña.
Mi nombre es Claudia Melissa Aguilar Rápalo. Yo soy la mamá de Ashley Cruz.
My name is Claudia Melissa Aguilar, and I am the mother of Ashley Cruz.
Sir, your name and your relationship to the child?
Señor, ¿cuál es su nombre y la relación a usted a la niña?
Johnny Cruz. Y soy el padre de Ashley Alondra Cruz.
Johnny Cruz, and I am the father of Ashley Alondra Cruz.
And representing the State Attorney General's office.
Andrea Perard.
Y representando al Estado, Andrea Perard.
We have a suit for modification of support order, motion to confirm support orderage, and we're having a hearing. Is that correct, Ms. Perard?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Estamos aquí en una audiencia para modificar el caso y confirmarlo el balance. Y tenemos una audiencia. ¿Es correcto? Sí, es correcto.
Do we have any stipulations?
Tenemos unos acuerdos.
Your Honor, we have one stipulation.
Su señoría, tenemos un acuerdo.
All right.
That the medical support judgment will be $1,461.88 as of September 30th, 2022.
Tenemos el acuerdo que el balance médico se debe es $1,461.88 de la fecha septiembre 30, 2022.
And I apologize, we do have an agreement that the mother will maintain the child on government medical assistance.
Y otro acuerdo que la aseguranza se va a mantener por el gobierno, asistencia de gobierno médica.
And those conclude the agreements that I'm aware of, Your Honor.
Y eso concluye el acuerdo que tenemos entre los dos.
Is that your agreement so far, Ms. Aguilar?
Señor Aguilar, ¿ese es el acuerdo de usted a este momento?
Sí.
Mr. Cruz?
Señor
Yes,
Cruz.
sir.
Yes.
All right, so what are the issues, Ms. Perard?
Yes, Your Honor. It is the current child support amount, the current medical support amount, and non-disclosure finding.
La razón es que la razón que estamos teniendo la audiencia es la cantidad de manutención que se debe mensualmente, la manutención médica, y si hay, debemos que tener la dirección privada por problemas de seguridad.
And then I believe also the payment towards that medical support judgment.
Y el pago sobre el caso, sobre lo que se debe de médico.
Is that your understanding of what we're doing right now, Ms. Aguilar?
Señor Aguilar, ¿eso es lo que usted entiende que estamos aquí en este momento?
Sí.
Yes.
Mr. Cruz, the same?
Señor Cruz,
Yes, sir.
sí.
Okay. Well, let's proceed.
Thank
Vamos
you,
a
Your Honor.
proceder.
Your Honor, this time the state would call Mr. Johnny Cruz.
El Estado llama a Johnny Cruz de testigo.
Sir, you understand the state has filed this modification to set a child support amount?
Señor Cruz, ¿usted entiende que el Estado puso esta corte para establecer una cantidad de manutención?
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
And also to modify the medical support amount?
Y también para modificar la manutención médica.
Yes. Sí, está bien.
Yes.
In this case, there was 2 prior orders, one from 2017 and one from 2018. Is that correct?
En este caso hay 2 órdenes anteriores, una del 2017 y una del 2018. ¿Es correcto?
Sí,
Yes.
And in both of those orders, you were not ordered to pay any child support because you and the mother were living together as a family unit.
En las 2 órdenes anteriores no le ordenaron a usted pagar manutención de la niña porque estaban viviendo juntos como familia. ¿Es correcto?
correcto.
Correct.
And since then, you and Ms. Aguilar are no longer residing together as a family unit. Is that correct?
Y de entonces usted y la señora Aguilar ya no están viviendo juntos como familia. ¿Es correcto?
No,
No.
You do not live in the same household with her, right?
Ustedes no viven en la misma casa. ¿Es correcto?
en este momento no.
At this moment, no.
Now, in regards to your income, we were here back in September, is that correct?
En tocante sus ingresos, nosotros estamos aquí en septiembre. ¿Es correcto?
Sí, correcto.
Yes, correct.
And at that time, you had provided a couple of paycheck stubs from your current employer, is that right?
Y en ese tiempo usted mostró unos talones de cheque a la corte, ¿es correcto?
Correcto.
Correct.
Okay. And we had a hearing and the case was reset for you to provide more paycheck stubs from that employer, is that right?
Y la corte se posponó para que usted trajera más documentos de sus talones de cheque de ese trabajo, ¿correcto?
Correcto.
Correct.
But since September, you are no longer working at that employer, is that correct?
Y desde septiembre usted ya no está trabajando en ese trabajo mismo, ¿es correcto?
Correcto.
Correct.
What happened with that job?
¿Qué pasó con ese trabajo anteriormente?
Ese proyecto se terminó. Está terminado ya.
The project finished, it's over.
So where are you working now?
¿Y ahora dónde está trabajando?
En el estado de Alabama para Contractor Service.
In the state of Alabama for contractor service.
How long have you been working for this employer?
¿Cuánto tiempo tiene de trabajar en ese trabajo?
4 semanas.
4 weeks.
And so since you are now employed with them, you provided paycheck stubs, I believe 2 paycheck stubs from this current employer, is that right?
Y desde nuestro nuevo trabajo, usted mostró a la corte 2 talones de cheques, ¿es correcto?
Correcto.
Correct.
Okay, so let's go over your income from your last job, since it was only less than 2 months ago. In that job, you were making $32 an hour, 40 hours a week, straight hourly, is that right?
En el último, anteriormente usted estaba ganando $32 la hora, 40 horas por semana, ¿es correcto?
Correcto.
Correct.
And in that, so we used calculated, you're also receiving overtime, is that right?
Y también estaba recibiendo tiempo extra, ¿es correcto?
Correcto.
Correct.
So we took an average of the paychecks that you provided from that employer and got a monthly gross income average of $10,169.60 from your previous employer. And that was an average of 6 checks. Is that your understanding?
Y tocante la última trabajo, usted, basado en lo que estaba ganando, mensualmente gana usted 10,169.60 centavos y eso fue basado de los 6 cheques que usted mostró. ¿Es correcto?
Ah, como lo dije anteriormente, eso depende del overtime que esté trabajando, pero hay veces es menos.
Like I said before, it all depends on the overtime that I'm earning. Sometimes it's less.
I understand, but that's why we took an average and of all of those checks to allocate for higher weeks and lower weeks. Do you understand?
Por eso tuvimos el promedio de los 6 cheques, porque unos son más altos y unos son más menos, y por eso agarramos el average. ¿Entiende usted lo que estamos diciendo?
Okay, sí.
Okay, yes.
So using that income, the proposed child support would be $1,453, and the proposed medical support would be $457. Is that your understanding?
Usando la calculación de eso, la manutención serían 1,453 de manutención de la niña y manutención médica serían 457. ¿Ese es su entendimiento?
Sí, entiendo.
Yes, I understand.
And for the record, there's one child in this case and you have no additional children. Is that right?
Y para en la corte es un niño frente a la corte y no niños adicionales, ¿es correcto?
Tengo que comenzar a pagar un caso de mi hija mayor en el estado de Florida.
I'm going to start to pay another case in Florida.
So you do not
Then-
have a child who currently resides with you or a current child support order for another child. Is that right?
En este momento no tiene un niño que vive con usted o una orden de manutención.
No tengo a nadie que vive conmigo, pero tengo una orden de manutención con mi ex esposa en Florida, como le dije.
I don't have a child that lives with me, but I have a child under a court order in Florida.
Do you have a copy of that order?
¿Usted tiene copia de esa orden, señor?
Puedo enviarle una, sí.
I can send you one if you need me to.
When was this order obtained?
¿Cuándo se obtenió esta orden?
La orden está, no tengo la fecha completa, pero yo la pudiera sacar porque estoy trabajando en ese caso también.
The date of I'm not sure because I'm able to get it, but I'm still working on that case.
Okay, so you don't have anything to confirm that this is a legal order.
En ese tiempo tiene algo que no tiene nada que confirmar que es una orden legal.
No en este momento.
Not at this time.
Okay. So now let's talk about your current employer.
Ahora vamos a hablar sobre su trabajo que está trabajando hoymente.
You provided 2 paycheck stubs today from this current employer. Is that correct?
Usted mostró 2 talones de cheque de su trabajo que está trabajando corrientemente. ¿Es correcto?
Sí,
Yes.
correcto.
Correct.
And in those, you are making $31 an hour, 40 hours a week, straight hourly. Is that right?
Y en ese talones usted está ganando $31 la hora y 40 horas por semana. ¿Correcto?
Correcto.
Correct.
And so in one of those checks you provided a gross income of $2,960. That's for a week. And that included 37 hours of overtime. Is that right?
Y un cheque que usted mostró, usted ganó $2,960.50 y eso incluye 37 horas de overtime, tiempo extra. ¿Es correcto?
Correcto.
Correct.
And then you provided another paycheck that had gross income of $1,612. and that allocated for 8 hours of overtime. Is that correct?
Y usted mostró el segundo cheque mostrando que usted ganó $1,612 antes de taxas y eso incluye 8 horas de overtime. ¿Es correcto?
Correcto.
Correct.
So we average those together since that's all the information that you have provided with us.
So, tomamos esas dos cantidades y agarramos el average, el por medio,
For an average weekly amount of $2,286.25.
que el por medio de por semana que gana usted es $2,286.20,
Which would average out to be a monthly gross income of $9,907.08. Is that correct?
que suma el por medio mensual $9,907.08. ¿Es correcto?
Correcto.
Correct.
So using that gross income, we calculated your proposed medical support to be $445.
Basado en esos cálculos, calculamos lo médico, la manutención médica serían $450.
And your child support would be $1,420. Is that your understanding?
Y su manutención de la niña sería $1,420. ¿Ese es su entendimiento?
Sí, entiendo.
Yes, I am.
But you are not in agreement to either one of those amounts. Is that correct?
Pero usted no está de acuerdo de esas dos cantidades, ¿es correcto?
Correcto.
Correct.
Do you understand that the family code allows us to consider overtime in our child support calculations?
Usted entiende que la ley de manutención indica que podemos incluir su tiempo extra cuando calculamos manutención.
Sí.
Yes.
And that we took an average of your weeks of hourly and overtime.
Y tomamos un average, un por medio de la cantidad que gana por semana de su tiempo y su tiempo extra.
And we average them over all the weeks that you've worked in both jobs.
Y lo calculamos el por medio de todas las semanas que trabajó en los dos trabajos que usted dio.
And they are fairly consistent with each other, correct?
Y los dos son consistentes con los dos mismos, ¿es correcto?
Correcto.
Correct.
But you're asking the court to only set support on a straight hourly rate. Is that right?
Y usted está pidiendo a la corte que ponga manutención basada a nomás el tiempo de 40 horas por semana. ¿Es correcto?
Correcto.
Correct.
And at that $31 an hour rate, 40 hours a week, that averages out to be a gross income of $5,373.33.
Y basado a $31 la hora, 40 horas por semana, eso viene saliendo que gana mensualmente antes de taxas $5,373.33. ¿Es correcto?
Correcto.
Correct.
And so the state, based on that income, would request a cash medical support in the amount of $242.
Basado a esos cálculos, el Estado pediría lo médico, la mensualidad médica $242
And child support in the amount of $828.
y la manutención de la niña en $828.
Is that what you were asking the court to order you to pay beginning November 1st of 2022?
Eso es lo que usted está pidiendo que la corte ordene a usted pagar empezando el 1 de noviembre 2022.
Correcto.
Correct.
And in regards to the medical support judgment that you agreed to, is there a payment amount that you would agree to towards that judgment each month?
Y tocante el balance que se debe de lo médico, ¿qué pago usted estaría de acuerdo a pagar para pagar la mensualidad que se debe de lo médico?
¿Cuánto es lo que se debe?
How much is what I owe?
$1,461.88.
$1,461.88.
¿Me puedo comprometer a cancelar ese dinero mañana cuando me paguen mi cheque?
I can
Y así no deberle ya dinero de esa deuda.
I can promise to liquidate the debt tomorrow when I get paid. That way I don't owe any money.
Okay. Now, in regards to the non-disclosure request, Ms. Aguilar has asked that her address and information be kept out of this court order. Are you aware of that?
Sobre la decisión de tener las direcciones confidenciales de la señora está pidiendo que la dirección de ella sea confidencial. ¿Usted sabe que está pidiendo eso?
Sí, estoy de acuerdo.
Yes, I'm in agreement.
So you're fine with her not having her address now or in the future if she were to move?
¿Usted está de acuerdo a no tener la dirección de ella hoy o en el futuro si ella se mueve?
Sí, estoy de acuerdo.
Yes, I'm in agreement.
Then I believe, Your Honor, that would be an agreement between the parties as to the non-disclosure.
Entonces, su señoría es un acuerdo entre los dos que la dirección va a ser confidencial.
De acuerdo.
I pass this witness, Your Honor.
Paso a este testigo, su señoría.
Ms. Aguilar, do you have any questions of Mr. Cruz?
Señor Aguilar, ¿usted tiene preguntas para el señor Cruz?
Pues ya ninguna.
Well, none at this time.
All right. Call your next witness, Ms. Berard.
The state would call Ms. Aguilar.
Llamamos
Ma'am,
a señora Aguilar de testigo.
you heard me ask questions of Mr. Cruz regarding his income. Is that correct?
Señora Aguilar, ¿usted oyó que le pregunté al señor Cruz preguntas sobre sus ingresos?
Sí,
Yes.
And you heard me question him on the difference between hourly, straight hourly, and hourly and overtime included, correct?
Y usted oyó que le pregunté sobre los ingresos con tiempo completo y tiempo con extra. ¿Es correcto?
sí,
Yes.
And you're requesting that the court order child support, including current hourly rate and the overtime. Is that right?
Y usted está pidiendo a la corte que ordene la manutención basado con las horas de 40 más el tiempo extra. ¿Es correcto?
correcto.
Correct.
And that is because you believe he has the ability to make these payments each month, as he's proven he's made this amount of money in the last 2 jobs he's had, correct?
Y usted piensa que él puede hacer estos pagos y tiene la habilidad de hacer estos pagos mostrando los últimos 2 trabajos que él tiene que gana esa cantidad. ¿Es correcto?
Sí,
Yes.
And you believe that that is in the best interest of your child?
¿Y usted piensa que esto es en el mejor interés de su niña?
pues sí.
Yes.
I pass this witness, Your Honor.
Paso a este testigo.
Mr. Cruz, do you have any questions of Ms. Aguilar?
Señor Cruz, ¿usted tiene preguntas a la señora Aguilar?
Lo único que quiero estar es que seguro de mis horas de, como le repetía a usted, de mis horas de visitas para yo cuando yo esté en Texas para ver mi hija.
The only thing I
Y lo
want
que
to say is that I want to have the exact dates and times for visitation when I'm in Texas for my child.
You have another question, Mr. Cruz or Ms. Aguilar?
sí, no me interesa, la verdad, ya eso lo he dicho yo a ustedes, se lo dije a ella, no necesito su dirección, lo único que yo necesito es en caso de emergencia, saber cómo está mi hija y repito, cuando esté en Texas, poderla yo visitar cuando la ley lo diga.
Like I said before, I don't want her address. I just want to know if there's ever an emergency to be notified, and whenever I'm in Texas, where I could pick up my child.
All right, Ms. Farrar, do you have any pleadings for non-disclosure?
I believe we do, Your Honor. Will double check that. I'm pulling up the pleading right now, Your Honor.
Okay,
Yes, Your Honor. On page 1 of the suit for modification pleading, number 6, determination of disclosure of address.
6. Okay. Okay, if there is in fact a non-disclosure order, where is the father to visit?
Yes, Your Honor. I believe in the original order, there was a pickup and drop off location of a McDonald's that has already been assessed, even though the parties were living together as a family unit at that time.
Okay, hold on. Can you,
Y ordenamos,
Mr. Barrera, can you tell Mr. Cruz that if he's aware that there was a pickup and delivery at the McDonald's?
señor Cruz, ¿usted está de acuerdo? ¿Usted entiende que en la orden anterior había una localización donde usted puede recoger y entregar la niña? Que fue en
Sí,
el
señor. Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's not going to change.
Eso no va a cambiar.
It's okay.
Okay.
All right. Anything further, Ms. Perard?
Nothing further, Your Honor. State rests.
All right. Anything further, Ms. Aguilar?
Señor Aguilar, ¿tiene algo más que decir?
Una pequeña pregunta, solo quiero que él recoja a la niña temprano porque él la quiere recoger muy tarde por la noche y la niña no puede andar de noche.
I just request that he picks up the child early and not pick up the child so late as she shouldn't be out late.
That order, the old order says when he's supposed to pick up the child.
La orden anterior dice la fecha y el tiempo cuando él puede levantar la niña.
He has to follow
Pero
that
él la
order.
levanta.
Él tiene que cumplir esa orden. But he picks her up.
He has to follow that order, and you have to follow that order.
Él tiene que seguir esa orden y usted tiene que seguir esa orden.
You understand, Ms.
Pero
Aguilar?
dígaselo a él porque eso no entiende él.
¿Entiende lo que dice la orden? You have to explain it to him because he doesn't understand.
Mr. Cruz, do you understand that you have to follow the order
Señor,
as far
Yes,
as
sir.
the location and the time?
señor
Yes,
Cruz,
sir. I understand it.
¿usted puede?
Okay.
Sí, sí.
Ms. Aguilar, if he's not there on time, or within half an hour later, if he doesn't call you, you don't have to let the children go see him. You understand?
Si él no está ahí en ese tiempo, esa hora, y no está ahí en 30 minutos después, usted no tiene que permitir que se lo lleve.
Okay. Otra cosa, perdón.
Another,
Tampoco no quiero que él ande tomando enfrente de mi hija, porque él hace eso, andar tomando enfrente de mi hija.
another thing, I don't want him drinking in front of my child. He does that. He drinks in front of my child.
Well, okay, Ms. Farrar, that would be another modification, would it not?
That is correct, Your Honor. We have not pled for any injunctions or
Yeah.
or specific language in that order.
All right.
Este tiempo nosotros no pedimos la corte que modifique esas partes de la orden anteriormente.
Okay, but you understand, Mr. Cruz, that you can't be consuming alcoholic beverages when you have when you go to pick up this child or while you have this child. Do you understand that?
Señor, ¿usted entiende que usted no puede estar bebiendo o consumir bebidas alcohólicas cuando recoja a la niña o cuando tenga a la niña? ¿Usted entiende eso?
Sí, lo entiendo. Sí, lo entiendo.
All right. Anything further, Mr. Aguilar?
¿Algo más, señor Aguilar?
No, solamente esto, nomás.
No, that was it.
Okay, anything further, Mr. Cruz?
¿Algo más que tiene que decir, señor Cruz?
No, todo está bien.
No, everything's fine.
All right, the court approves all the stipulations.
La corte aprueba todos los acuerdos que estaban.
The court grants a modification.
La corte aprueba una modificación.
Father's ordered to pay child support in the amount of $1,124 a month.
Sorry, Your Honor, can you repeat that?
$1,124 a month.
La corte ordena que el papá va a pagar manutención $1,000, $1,124 por mes
And cash medical support in the amount of $400 a month.
y lo médico mensual $400 por mes,
Going, beginning November 1st, 2022.
empezando noviembre 1, 2022.
Father is ordered to pay the agreed child medical support judgment of $1,461.88.
El papá está ordenado pagar el juramento médico que se debe de atrasado de $1,461.88
in full, not later than November 30th, 2022.
en la cantidad total no más tarde de la fecha noviembre 30, 2022.
Anything further?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
¿Algo más, su señoría? Nada, su señoría.
All right, parties are excused.